Chapter 1. Intro. Hello smart home tech fans. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're upgrading something every home has, but not every home has smart. Reolink sent over their newest smart Wi-Fi doorbell. Alongside it, they also provided the Chime and the Home Hub. So rather than testing just a single device, we'll be putting together a complete front door setup and seeing how everything works as one system. Huge thanks to Reolink for supporting this video and sending these devices over for proper hands-on testing. A smart doorbell on its own? That is useful. But a fully integrated smart entry setup with a Chime and Hub working together? That is where things start to get really interesting. Let's get started. Chapter 2. Disclaimer. As always, full transparency. Reolink sent me the Smart 2K dual-band Wi-Fi battery doorbell for testing, along with the Chime and the Home Hub. However, they had no influence over this video. They didn't review the script, they didn't suggest talking points, and they didn't request approval before publication. Everything you're about to see is based entirely on my own setup, hands-on testing, and real-world use. If something works well, I'll highlight it. If something needs improvement, I'll make that clear too. Chapter 3. Unboxing. Time to unpack everything and see what we're working with. First, I've got two 64GB micro SD cards. A very nice addition. Let's begin with the smallest box. Inside, we have the Reolink Chime. It features a simple, clean design with a minimal finish. Nothing flashy, just practical. And yes, I almost missed the manual, which was still tucked neatly inside the packaging. Next up is the Home Hub package. Inside the box, there's a small blue documentation box. Along with an ejector pin, an Ethernet cable, a power adapter, and the Home Hub itself. The hub looks modern and minimalistic, exactly what you'd expect from smart home equipment. It should blend in nicely on a shelf or desk. Inside the blue documentation box, you'll find a battery warning leaflet, statement of compliance, a few additional information leaflets, and operational instructions. And finally, the last box, the main attraction. Again, there's a small blue box with paperwork. Followed by the doorbell itself. The doorbell feels solid and well-built. It is surprisingly weighty for a battery-powered device, which is usually a good sign. It definitely doesn't feel cheap or flimsy. In the box, we also get mounting plates, wires for optional hard wiring, wall plugs and screws, along with another ejector pin, a USB charging cable. Looking at the included paperwork, we have operational instructions, statement of compliance, a warm tips leaflet, a mounting template which will definitely come in handy during installation, and a few additional information sheets. Overall, everything you need to get started is included, whether you plan to run it fully wireless on battery or connect it to existing doorbell wiring. Chapter 4. Installation. Now it's time to get everything installed. Let's see how straightforward the installation process really is, and whether it's something you can comfortably do yourself. Step 1. Reolink software. Since a doorbell is primarily managed from your phone, it makes much more sense to focus on the mobile app rather than the desktop client. So in this video, I will primarily be using the Reolink app. If you already have it installed, you can skip this step. Otherwise, download the Reolink app on your mobile device. If you would also like to manage your devices from a computer, you can install the Reolink client as well. Once installed, you can create an account and log in. However, this is optional. The app can operate locally without an account, but keep in mind that some features may be limited without signing in. Step 2. Reolink Doorbell. I will spare you the full drilling and screwing process. But here is the doorbell installed in its final position. In my case, I decided to go fully wireless and run it on battery power. Before mounting it, make sure to fully charge the doorbell using the included USB cable. It will save you from taking it down again later. If you prefer, you can also connect it to existing doorbell wiring for continuous power. Unfortunately, since I didn't have a traditional doorbell installed before, I'm not able to demonstrate the wired setup in this video. Now let's move to the setup process. Open the app on your phone, add new local device, and follow the on-screen instructions. The QR code is located on the back of the doorbell. Simply scan it to start the pairing process. An SD card is not required for the device to function, so you can skip that step if you wish. Power on the device. Connect the doorbell to your Wi-Fi network. Use the doorbell to scan the QR code displayed in the app on your phone. Wait a moment while the device connects. You will then be prompted to create a device password. After that, you can name your device. If you've already mounted the doorbell, you can skip the installation part. For now, I'm skipping the chime connection. I will cover that in the next step. Select battery mode, and that's it. Your doorbell is up and running. Just adjust your notification settings the way you like them, and you're all set. Now let's take a look at the available settings. Most of the options are straightforward and self-explanatory, but I'll quickly go through them and adjust the doorbell the way that works best for me. Tap the settings icon in the top right corner of the camera view. Open device info by tapping the doorbell name at the top of the screen. Here you can check important device information, rename the doorbell, format the micro SD card, set a static IP address, and update the firmware. Then go back to the main settings page. From here you can check the battery level and change battery mode. Change the Wi-Fi network. Adjust display settings. Configure audio settings. Control light settings. Pair the chime. In this case, I'll set up Alexa as my chime. You can also configure motion detection, set detection alarms, adjust recording settings, configure push notifications, and email alerts, set up FTP, integrate with Amazon Alexa, enable or disable privacy mode, share access with other users, record time-lapse videos, reopen the installation guide, enable file encryption, change the device password, date and time, reboot or restore the device. And that covers all the available settings. If you're also using the Reolink desktop client, you can add the doorbell there as well. Open the client and click the plus icon to add a new device. As long as your computer is connected to the same network as the doorbell, it should automatically detect it. Click the plus icon next to the discovered device, enter your device password, and press login. And now you can access your doorbell directly from the desktop client. So what if you're using the doorbell on its own? If you connected it to existing doorbell wiring, your traditional indoor chime should still ring when someone presses the button. You can answer all doorbell calls directly from your phone using the app, complete with live video and two-way audio. You can also connect the doorbell to Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, allowing you to receive voice notifications when someone is at your door. Even as a standalone device, it already offers a solid set of features. Step 3. Reolink Chime. Now let's add a proper chime. Open the Reolink app and go to your doorbell settings. Select Chime, then choose Reolink Chime. Tap the plus icon to add a new device and follow the on-screen instructions. Plug the chime into a power socket. Press and hold the settings button on the chime to start pairing mode. Once the chime is discovered in the app, tap Pair. Tap Next. Assign a name to your device, and then tap Finish. And that's it. You've successfully paired the chime with your doorbell. So what changes when you use the doorbell with the chime? In addition to all the features available when using the doorbell on its own, you now have a dedicated indoor sound alert whenever someone rings the bell. Simple, but very useful. Step 4. Reolink Home Hub. The last device to set up is the Home Hub. Open the app on your phone, add new local device, and follow the on-screen instructions. Scan the QR code located on the back of the hub. Power on the device, connect it to your router using an Ethernet cable, and then tap Next. Give it a moment while the hub establishes the connection. Create a device password and assign a name to the hub. Finally, tap Finish to complete the setup. Then select Start using Home Hub. Now let's connect the doorbell to the Home Hub. In the app, open the Home Hub. Tap the plus icon to add a new device. You can either scan the QR code again, or select an existing device from the list. Tap Add next to the doorbell you want to connect to the hub, and confirm your choice. The device should connect to the hub within a few seconds. Tap Next, and follow the on-screen instructions. They're essentially the same as in Step 2. Once connected to the Home Hub, you may notice that the chime is no longer linked to the doorbell. That's because the hub now takes over that role. However, you can still add the physical chime to the Home Hub if you want to continue using it. Tap Add Device. Select Reolink Chime, and follow the same pairing steps I showed earlier in Step 3. To use it with the Home Hub, you'll need to link it to the doorbell using Smart Linking. Open Smart Linking and tap the Add button. Give your automation a name, add a trigger condition, select your doorbell, and choose the trigger event. Ring is the one you'll most likely want. In fact, you can create multiple automations and have the chime play different sounds depending on what the doorbell detects. Confirm your selection. Next, add a new action. Select the chime and choose the sound you'd like it to play. Once everything looks good, confirm your selection, set the active period to daily, and tap Create to finish. And just like that, everything now runs through the Home Hub. If you're using the Reolink desktop client as well, the Home Hub should appear automatically. Just log in to the device from the client to start using it. If you add a device to the Home Hub that was previously installed on its own, you may notice it appears twice in the app or client. The instance under the Home Hub will be active, while the standalone one will show as disconnected. Simply delete the disconnected entry to keep things tidy. So what actually changes when you connect the doorbell to the Reolink Home Hub? In addition to all the features available when using the doorbell on its own, you now have it connected to a central device that can act as a chime, store recordings from your doorbell or other cameras, and most importantly, allow you to integrate the doorbell into your smart home. That means you can create automations triggered by doorbell events and entities, opening up a whole new level of functionality. Step 5. Storage configuration. There are several ways to store recordings from your Reolink doorbell, and the same options apply to other Reolink cameras as well. But the real question is, which storage option should you choose? If you want something simple and hassle-free, a micro SD card is the easiest solution. Just install it directly in the doorbell, format it in the app, and use it as local storage. All recordings will be accessible through the Reolink app. If you already have storage that supports the FTP protocol, or you want full control over your recordings, FTP might be the best option for you. This is the route I personally prefer, as I use my network-attached storage to keep all video files in one central location. Here's how to set it up. If you are using the doorbell on its own, open the doorbell settings in the app or desktop client. If it is connected to the Home Hub, open the hub configuration instead. Navigate to FTP. In the Reolink desktop client, you'll find this option under Surveillance. Expand the FTP settings. Fill in all required fields. Save the configuration, and finally test the connection to confirm everything is working correctly. If you're building a larger surveillance system with multiple cameras, a network video recorder might make more sense. I personally haven't tested this setup, as I'm fully satisfied with my FTP solution. If you purchase the Home Hub, it provides a convenient middle ground centralized storage without needing additional external infrastructure. Depending on the model, it may include built-in storage, or you may need to install micro SD cards. If you don't want to manage any hardware at all, cloud storage offers maximum convenience, but it does come with an ongoing subscription cost. At the end of the day, the best option depends on how much control, flexibility, and independence you want over your recordings. Chapter 5. Home Assistant. To integrate your Reolink doorbell with Home Assistant, a few requirements must be met. The doorbell must be connected to a Reolink Home Hub or Home Hub Pro, and both RTSP and ONVIF must be enabled in the hub settings. Step 1. RTSP and ONVIF. Open the Reolink app or desktop client and go to your Home Hub settings. In the Reolink desktop client, go to Network, and then Advanced. In the Reolink app, tap the hub to open the device info page, then open Advanced Network Settings. From this point, The steps are the same in both the app and the client. Go to Server Settings and make sure RTSP and ONVIF are enabled. In the desktop client, click Save to apply the changes. In the app, changes are saved automatically. Step 2. Home Assistant Integration. Switch over to Home Assistant and navigate to Settings, then Devices and Services. If Home Assistant automatically discovers your Reolink device, it will appear under Discovered Integrations. Click Add on the Reolink integration, enter your device's username and password, then press Submit and wait for it to connect. If the device is not discovered automatically, click Add Integration in the bottom right corner, search for Reolink, and select it. Enter your device's username, password, and IP address. Then press Submit and wait for the connection to complete. Once added, you'll be prompted to rename the device and assign it to an area. Click Finish, and your Reolink device along with all its entities will appear in Home Assistant. Step 3. High-resolution feed. If you want high-quality video in Home Assistant, you'll need to enable the Clear entity. By default, only the Fluent entity is enabled, which in Reolink terminology means low-resolution mode. Clear provides the full 2K resolution available on the doorbell. Open your doorbell device in Home Assistant. Under Sensor Entities, you'll see the Fluent entity listed. Expand the Disabled Entities section, locate Clear, and enable it. Wait about 30 seconds, then refresh your browser. The Clear feed should now be available. You can now add the doorbell view to your dashboard using the Clear entity and enjoy high-resolution 2K video directly inside Home Assistant. Step 4. Automation. Now you can create automations using your Reolink doorbell events as triggers. Available triggers include motion detection, animal, package, person, vehicle detection, and more. For this example, I'll keep it simple. I'm using the visitor entity as the trigger. This represents the doorbell button being pressed. As the action, I'll set my siren as the target. And just like that, every time someone presses the doorbell, the siren will activate. Chapter 6. My verdict. This isn't my first review of a Reolink device. I've previously had the opportunity to test their 4K PTZ camera with a powerful optical zoom, so I already know that Reolink is capable of building high-quality cameras. But this time it's a slightly different category. A doorbell with a built-in camera. I've been using this doorbell for the past 2 weeks, and now it's time to share my honest opinion. What works well, what could be better, and my overall impression. I'll cover everything in no particular order. Part 1. Limitations. I didn't encounter any serious problems or deal-breaking flaws, but there are a couple of points that are still worth mentioning. Price. This isn't a budget doorbell. While I can't directly compare it to other models, as it's the first one I've tested, it definitely sits above the entry-level price range. Smart home integration. To unlock Home Assistant support, you'll need a Reolink Hub. This means an extra device and an extra expense on top of the doorbell itself. Part 2. Strengths. After 2 weeks of daily use, here is what genuinely impressed me. Build and design. The doorbell feels solid and well constructed. The housing is sturdy and clearly designed for outdoor installation, capable of handling rain, cold temperatures, and typical British weather conditions. Wired or wireless installation. One thing I really like is the installation flexibility. You can power the doorbell using existing wiring for continuous operation and even keep using your current chime, or run it in battery mode if installing cables isn't practical. Video quality. The 2K resolution delivers a sharp and detailed image with natural colors. It is easy to recognize faces and clearly see what's happening in front of the door. The wide 150 degrees field of view, both horizontally and vertically, provides a full head-to-toe perspective of visitors. Night performance. Infrared night vision works very well, producing clear and detailed footage even in complete darkness. AI detection. The smart detection features are impressive. The doorbell can distinguish between people, vehicles, animals, and packages, which helps reduce false alerts and makes notifications far more useful. Two-way audio and voice messaging. The speaker and microphone allow clear, real-time communication with visitors. You can also use pre-recorded voice messages when you're unable to answer directly. Time-lapse mode. A nice bonus feature for creative use cases, ideal for tracking construction progress, monitoring weather changes, or capturing your garden over time. No mandatory subscription. Everything works without mandatory monthly fees. Recordings can be stored locally, keeping your footage private and under your control. Flexible storage options. You can save recordings to a micro SD card, FTP server, NVR, Home Hub, or cloud storage, depending on how you prefer to manage your footage. Software and remote access. The Reolink app and desktop client are clean, logical, and easy to navigate. You can view live footage, play back recordings, and adjust settings from anywhere. Smart integrations. The doorbell integrates with smart home platforms, opening up additional automation possibilities and voice control options. Reolink Spring Sale. Don't miss the Reolink Spring Upgrade event. You can find exclusive deals and discounts using the link in the video description. My discount code. You can also save an extra 5% using my special code. All the details are in the description below. Part 3. Final thoughts. So, would I recommend the Reolink Smart 2K dual-band Wi-Fi Battery Doorbell? Yes, I absolutely would. After 2 weeks of testing, I can confidently say it's a very solid bit of equipment. The overall build feels durable and ready for long-term outdoor use. The 2K image quality is sharp and detailed, the head-to-toe view is genuinely useful, and night performance holds up very well. AI detection works reliably, notifications arrive quickly, and the flexibility around storage, without requiring a subscription, is a big advantage. It's not the cheapest option available, and if you want smart home integration, you'll need the Reolink Hub, which adds to the overall cost. However, in return you get a reliable and well-rounded device that delivers exactly what you'd expect from a modern smart doorbell. For anyone looking for a feature-rich 2K doorbell with local storage, AI detection, and home assistant support, this is definitely one worth considering. Chapter 7. Thank you. And that brings us to the end of my full review and setup guide for the Reolink doorbell. First, a big thank you to Reolink for sponsoring this video and for sending over the doorbell, along with a few extra accessories so I could properly test it and put this guide together. And of course, a huge thank you to all of you for watching and spending your time on this walkthrough. Hopefully the video helped make the setup process clearer and gave you a better idea of whether this device is a good fit for your smart home. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, consider supporting the channel by hitting the like button, leaving a comment, or sharing the video with someone who's also into smart home tech. Every bit of support helps the channel grow and keeps these detailed guides coming. If you'd like to support the channel even further, you can also do so via Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal. The links are available in the video description. Thanks again for watching, and until the next video, take care and enjoy building your smart home. Happy monitoring and happy ringing.